Hey there, this is Emerson from Synty Studios, and I'm here today to give you a showcase on our new Dwarven Dungeon Map pack. This asset pack includes a large handcrafted Dwarven dungeon filled with detail, along with some new assets. This pack will require the POLYGON Dungeon Realms pack to function, so with all that out of the way, let's go check it out. And here we are. So this pack has a exterior as well as an interior, the exterior being a sort of big snow-filled valley, and the interior being the Dwarven dungeon. You can see here we're walking up the main steps to the front entrance. Using the snow triplanar as well as some new assets, we're able to make the entrance feel very cold and abandoned, as you can see. It sort of sets the tone for the entire map pack of this grand kingdom now abandoned. However, if you want a clean dungeon, you'd simply need to disable a grouping layer. If we go up these stairs, we will find the armory, which is one of the many rooms included in this map pack. We wanted to use a lot of stairs and winding corridors to make it feel like an elaborate maze dug into the side of a mountain. You can see up here, this sort of comes out into an overlook above the main gate, and if you look up, we can see one of the new assets, which is a Dwarven light mirror, as well as some preset weapon racks. This pack also takes full advantage of new particles and effects. So coming outside, you can get a better view of the exterior of the demo scene, which is a large valley with a path leading up to the Dwarven fort. Coming back downstairs, we will go check out the Grand Hall, which is the sort of central point for the entire demo scene. The Dwarven Dungeon Map Pack utilizes the scripts found in the Synty generics folder. These include the water bob and simple rotate. You'll notice a lot of gears and cogs turning in the scene, which really helps to bring the map to life. In fact, we'll see an example just up ahead with this opened puzzle door. As you can see, the gear and cog are rotating, with some added sparks on top. It really looks like the doors malfunctioned. And now we enter the main hall, which is the central hub for the entire demo scene. There is a east wing, west wing, and a throne room to the north. So let's check out the east wing first. This part of the map is comprised of 4 primary rooms as well as hallways and staircases to link them all together. So you can see one of these hallways now, however we're not going to go down there, we are going to go up and look at the residential area, which is just off to the right and up these stairs. You'll notice the stairs and hallways all follow a consistent dressing theme. This allows them to be swapped out with different segments, which is something we'll go over a bit later on in the video. So here is the communal area with the 3 bedrooms off to the side. You can see that we have some caved in hallways that you can easily remove and expand out if you want to make this a larger area. You'll also notice there are 3 different lighting setups for the 3 rooms, one with a fireplace and lit braziers, one with nothing lit, which is very cold and empty, and one with just the braziers. You'll be able to copy these around the different rooms so you can have a consistent lighting theme across all of them. With the residential area out of the way, we'll now head back down the stairs and go check out the dock and underground river area. You can see here, if we just head out down the stairs and to the right, you'll see the entrance to the dock. You'll also see the mirror asset up on the roof again. This asset's great because it can rotate and be angled, so you can have it in all sorts of configurations. And this here is the dock, which is sort of a big area full of crates and barrels that have been shipped up and down the river to new areas of the demo. You can see down here some of the new assets, which are these little ore inserts for the barrels, as well as some more preset tables. And here once again showing off the use of scripts to add some water bob to the crates. You'll also notice the big underground river tunnel, which will lead down to a new part of the map that we'll check out shortly. We've also included a boat for this map so you can travel up and down the river in style. We'll not go check out where the river leads to, but we might make a quick pit stop along the way. So we'll head down this new corridor on the right hand side and see where it leads to. You'll see here this is a very long and winding corridor to sort of help showcase that deep tunnel feeling that we wanted to have with this demo scene. Actually, you might go check out this room real quick. Looks to be some sort of secret room that's been opened up. We'll travel down this long winding staircase and you'll see some of the new assets as we travel down. You'll see new stalactites and floor and wall pieces that sort of transition the carved stone into a more natural cave formation. And as we round the corner, you'll see one of the rooms that we have, which is this old abandoned Dwarven tomb. You'll see one of the new assets we have, which is a posed troll corpse to go with the goblin and dwarf corpses. This is a great showcase of how the new mirror asset can be used to its full extent. Using the light cube rays from the POLYGON generics, you can make it look like light shafts being bounced directly off the mirrors. And of course, you can't forget the bucket and the well. We'll now jump ahead to the end of this corridor. We'll check out the next major room in the eastern side of the map. And here we are, just following the staircase back up and following the corridor, we enter this large open cavern area, which seems to be a sign of expansion. I'm sure you noticed the tree being cascaded by light in the room center. You want this area to feel otherworldly, like it's been unclaimed by the dwarves that once called this place home. There are even hints of construction such as aqueducts and supporting pillars, but it's been abandoned. The reason why is up for you to decide. So you'll see here a small hint as to some of the new assets, which are some big mushrooms. We'll get into that a bit later on. There you'll see the big center of the room that also helps provide some natural lighting to the area. You'll also have noticed a couple caved in tunnels. Much like the residential area, these can be removed to expand your map out further should you require it. And here is the other end of the dock. You can see it's less built out to sort of go with the more untamed region of this map. And that is the eastern side completed, so let's go check out the west side. And here we are back in the Grand Hall, so I'll now take a left and go check out the West Wing. This is comprised of 5 major rooms and interconnected hallways and staircases. So the first of these rooms is this big junction point which splits off into 4 different hallways. This room is great as a navigational point as you can always come back to it for reference. The first room we'll check out is the Mushroom Grotto, which was something talked about a lot by our community and was something we really wanted to add into this map pack. As we enter the room, you can see tonally it's quite different to the rest of the dungeon map. It's lit a lot more by fog and ambient lighting and takes advantage of emissive maps on the mushrooms. As you can see, this map pack comes with a lot of new mushroom models ranging from small ground cover all the way up to big archway mushrooms like this one we're about to pass under. Also included are wheelbarrow and bucket props so you can make your mushroom farms come to life. As you can see here. Now if we turn around and go up these stairs, we'll come across a second secret entrance into the Dwarven Kingdom. Coming out here, you'll see a small staircase that wraps around to the front, obscured by trees. We'll take one last look at the grotto before heading on to the next part of the region. You'll see here once again the mirrors are used to get ambient lighting all throughout the room and use the light cubes as sunbeams. So we'll jump back to the junction point and go down another one of the paths. Alright, so we're back at the middle point, and this time we'll go check out the mine shaft area. So going behind the statue and down the small corridor, we'll come across the first section of the mine area, which is primarily a large elevator powered by a crane. You can see here more of the new assets, which include ore nodes and ore inserts, and again using the scripts to add some rotation. Coming down the staircase, we will reach the entrance to the mine area. You can see here we included an elevator and a staircase system so you can use either or for your navigation. Down here is the entrance to the mine. And if we turn around, we will see the elevator entrance as well, and looking up you can see where the top is. So this mineshaft area was a great excuse to have some new mine track pieces to go with the original minecart that came with the Dungeon Realms pack. We won't show off the whole mineshaft as it's quite easy to get lost, but we'll highlight a few points of interest. One of these is the minecart with a ore insert into it. If we head back down here, you'll see some electrical sparks flying off the wall. But more importantly, you'll see some sparkles, and this is one of our new assets, which is some push-in ore nodes. These can range from silver to gold to copper using material alts, and here we have a drill that once again shows off the rotational script. It looks like it had some sort of accident. You'll also find these caved in sections of the mines. These can be removed so you can further expand the mine shaft into an even more complex maze of tunnels. We'll now jump back to the junction point and check out the last hallway. Alright, and we're back at the junction point. So we'll now take the rightmost path and check out the last 2 rooms, which are personally some of my favourites. Going down this corridor, you'll see the entrance to one of the 2 rooms, so we're going to take a right first and enter the forge. The forge is a great example of all of the prefabs and scripts working together. We use a lot of the preset crate stacks as well as the tables, and all of the gears and cogs are turning. With the particles on top, it really adds a lot of atmosphere to this room. And with all the small detailing like swords in the furnace and hammers and anvils along with buckets of water, it really feels like a lived-in space. Heading back out into the hallway and through the door on the right, we'll now enter the tavern. The tavern shows off a much more cozy atmosphere compared to the rest of the map. There's lots of things hanging from the roofs like drapery and chandeliers. There's also lots of dressed tables and a bar front, perfect for a cozy dwarven game. but more importantly, you might have noticed one of our new assets, a mounted dragon's head. It's still smoking, but I'm sure it's fine. We've also got this big open fire that really casts a warm glow into the room. And as you can see, you can go behind the counter as well. Perfect for a Dwarven tavern game. That's the west side of the map showcase, so now let's go check out the last wing, which is the northern section. And we're back in the Grand Hall for one last visit. Going through the main doorway, we'll head up the stairs and into the throne room. As we enter the first part of the throne room, we'll see this grand staircase. It's got to be pretty tiring for the dwarves running up and down this all day. But as we ascend the stairs, we'll catch a glimpse of the actual throne room itself. As we pass through the doorway, we can see the rather modest throne room. It looks like the throne is still a part of the rock face. Maybe it's been yet to have been carved out fully. It also looks like whatever fate befell the rest of the dwarves also befell the king. You can also see another pre-dressed table. And around the corner is a small study where the king can go over any decrees or letters sent his way. Looking up on the fireplace, you can see two more trophies to accompany the dragon head. A troll and a goblin war boss. Looks like this king was a fierce warrior. And with that, that's the Dwarven Dungeon Map Pack demo scene. We'll now jump into a working scene where we can look at some of the functionality of the map pack. First up, we have these preset dressing groups. They range from tables to crate stacks to shelves to small ground dressing. These are perfect to copy into the demo scene or into your own scenes, which saves you time and lets you focus on the bigger picture while still having a detailed scene. One very exciting feature with this pack is the segments. The demo is broken up into different chunks, all with correct pivoting, so you can mix and match these hallways as you please. We'll do a quick demo of that now. So you'll see here we'll grab a hallway, a staircase, and the forge room. We'll quickly disable the ceiling layer to give you a better look at what's happening inside. To ensure the segment snapping works, make sure you have your origin point set to pivot and snapping turned on. I prefer working in 0.25, but for this demo we'll just set it to 1. To start, we'll grab the forge piece and move it over to the staircase. We'll rotate it in so it's facing the correct way where the door can line up to the hallway. Snapping it over, you can see they align perfectly. And now, as you can see, you've changed the forge entrance from a hallway to a staircase. We'll now move this hallway over to show how every piece can snap together. So just moving it into position, we line up the stairs, and once again, they connect up perfectly. Utilizing segments, you can quickly create an entire dungeon in a matter of minutes. We'll now take a closer look at one of these segments. As you can see, they're grouped into 5 categories: building, ceiling, dressing, lighting, and lighting heavy. You can toggle the ceiling on and off depending on what style of camera your game's using. You can also turn the dressing on and off if you wish to change the room to match a different theme. The lighting and lighting heavy are 2 separate groups. The default lighting group is an ambient room lighting that will cover the entire region, whereas lighting heavy are more point lights centered on candles and other sources of light. You can turn off the lighting heavy and still have a well lit room. If you want that extra bit of detail, you can turn on lighting heavy. Included are 52 new assets. Some highlights include the goblin corpses, mushrooms, and the large sun mirror. Thank you for checking out the Dwarven Dungeon Map Pack Showcase video. Let us know in the comments what map pack you'd like to see one day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.